Hi, welcome to the Mohua show. My name is Mohua Chinnappa and I am an author, entrepreneur and ex-housewife. This podcast is about everything from business to technology to arts to lifestyle, but done and spoken ईमानदारी से. Hi, in today's episode, we have with us Manu Patolia. He's a renowned philanthropist and CEO of Nutrimed in California. He's also authored a book, From the Village to the World, which details his inspiring journey from a small village in Gujarat to a successful entrepreneur in the United States. Welcome, Manuji, in today's episode. So, first question that I'm sure the whole world must be asking you, what inspired you to write From the Village to the World?
Yeah, that book compasses almost 8 decades of my life journey. Out of that, 24 years was in India and 55 years in USA. And I was born and raised in a small village called Taroda. And the Taroda is located on the bank of River Shatruji. I had a very good, happy childhood. And my father did farming, so I used to help in farming and all the things. And also I learned from my mom cooking, which was very helpful when I came to America. And that's where all my life failures and struggles and all the successes are outlined in my book. What inspired me to write a book is, first of all, I was first to come to America and whatever struggle I went through. So I wanted to write it down and for my grandchildren and my future generation, for them to know how I came to America and how we were settled and what we are at this moment. Sometime in the future, they will start looking for our roots and it will be very handy for them to know exactly how it was here.
ये आसान तो नहीं रहा होगा मनु जी. तो मेरे ख्याल से आपके जो अर्ली मेमोरीज हैं ताड़ावड़ा विलेज की, गुजरात की, वो क्या है? वो थोड़ा सा हमारे सुनने वालों को बताइए.
Joyful, happy memories. I used to go on a farm. My father had a farms on the bank of the river. The farm there's a wells and well has a lot of water. So my father used to farm sugar canes and papayas and all vegetables, everything. And we had a lot of trees. Mango trees and berries and everything. So we had nothing but the fun. Also, I used to go and swim in the river, lie down on a sand in the moonlights with my friend Vittal. It was a very, very joyful environment, and also I was a good horse rider. My father owned a mare horse, the Arabian horse, was very beautiful and was very smart. I became a equestrian and I enjoyed riding the horse. It was the best memory of my life.
Manuji, you wear so many hats. Now that you're telling me that you've also enjoyed riding horses, you've lived your life in the farm, you're an entrepreneur, and you're also an author. Which one would you identify the most with?
Most out of all those things, the horse riding. So nice to ride. The horse was so smart, and that the horse has a certain running styles. This horse has a style was very smooth. Even though you have a cup of water in your hand, that will not spill. And I became so good at that. And also in India, on those days, having a horse of this kind was like a pride. It's like a Mercedes car over here.
I can imagine. So the horse must have been such a huge inspiration somewhere. For you to have done what you've done is unbelievable. So I want you to tell me, what is the hope and the inspiration that you want to leave with the book that you've written, for the readers? Yes, definitely your family would be very inspired with it. What about the readers?
First of all, they need to do is decide much earlier what they like to be. When I was in 6th grade, I decided to become a contractor, and because of when I saw the dam construction on a river, and that inspired me to become a contractor. And from there, I worked to become a civil engineer, and I never gave up that idea. And I came to America only to get my degree as a civil engineer to become a contractor. I tell people to decide much earlier. You will have a hesitation to start. Once you start, the whole universe comes on your way, and you will see the helps coming from which you never have expected. and that gives you your encouragement to start continue. And because of that reason, for me also, I have seen every business I started was fresh and from scratch. As soon as I start, I got all the employees, I got customers, and everything comes in. There's no problem there. And I seen every time after time, every for every business, I tell the and young entrepreneurs, do not hesitate to start. But when you start, make sure you prepare for it. Don't rush. Allow time and prepare to be successful. And second thing is people they think that once they have degree in engineering or degree in chemistry, whatever they can do only business in that field. For me, I have done business. I'm being a civil engineer. I did a printed circuit boards, electronics. I'm in a pharmaceutical now. So if what I see, the brain is like a dough, one trained brain. Once you have degree, the brain has been trained to do whatever you like to do it. So you have to be come out of the box and prepare for it. And you can do anything what you like. The sky is the limit. That's what I tell everybody. And so, to be most successful, you have to learn to the lowest level of the tech. I mean, information, smallest information you have to collect and learn from every part of the business before you start the business. That's what you have to do. You don't have to know everything, but you should learn everything before you start the business about that business. And the 96% of the startups fails first year, and not to get scared of that, but those once you prepare for it, that don't let that happen. Now I have a I use a formula for success called burning desire. One should have a burning desire to be successful, and day and night you think what you like to do, and it will give you a insight of the business. So burning desire, persistence. Once you start, don't give up. Keep going. It's like spider makes the web, and many times spider has fallen down. Nobody knows that, but once the web is completed, it looks very beautiful. So success comes with persistence. Do not give up. And honesty goes a long way. And it has to be honest to yourself and honest to others. And hard work, without hard work you cannot do anything. It goes without saying. And the last one is faith in a god. Many times we have a frustrations. 80 to 90% of the time we don't get what we expected, so we get frustrated and lose our hopes. In those cases, just leave it to the god, and that will allow you to find a solution. In my life, I have faced many ups and downs, but my unfailing faith in Lord Swaminarayan has always helped me to keep my emotions balanced. At last, it is very important to have a self confidence. Believe I believe the success is directly dependent on self confidence. You may develop it by continuously recognizing your weaknesses and try to improve them as you go forward. As I said, the end, will there is a way. Just don't give up, and success will be yours.
Manuji, what are the challenges that you faced along the way and how did you overcome them? Because India is becoming a startup country and so many youngsters want to start their own business. So sometimes they face challenges and then they don't know what to do about it. So how did you manage that whole thing?
Yeah, challenges are always there. And from the beginning, starting from in my cases, I had nobody to guide me. I had no mentor, or I have to do everything myself, instinct. And my father, gave me whenever I need some fund. But other than that, there was no any guidance from them. So that has helped me one way or other. But that helped me also to take my own decisions. So I was good at making decisions, and I knew exactly what I want all the times. Many of the people Once they start operation, they just rush it to do it. They somebody has done because of that reason. I'm going to do it. They don't spend time to prepare for it. Now you have to learn inside of the business, even though you don't have a background, but you can always learn, hire consultants, do all those things. And once you start, there is always a challenges. And every day you go to the work, or every day there is some other challenges that are waiting for. So person's self-confidence plays a strong role, and the success of the business comes from the person who is leading the business, then his self confidence. Now sometimes we have fear of getting where we're going to get the customers, how it will start, because startup has major fear that how I can get the customers. So for the person who is going to get business, he has to learn all aspects of the business before he starts the business. Even though he doesn't have the background, but he can learn it. Now, suppose I was going to become a contractor. So in my 10th grade, I learned how to learn typing. I say I need to write a business letters. I have to communicate with them. How I can manage people. All those things. Once you have that, then you can start the business. And after starting the business, first thing is to establish a discipline in operation and systemize the business. Many people, they don't systemize business, so they constantly do firefighting, and finally they fail because they can't keep up with that. So first thing to do is systemize the business. It's like ISO 9000 or some kind of system established. Every business I did, I had established a system to manage that. Once systems takes over, I have to just manage the issues where the problems are. Otherwise, business runs by the system. Every business I did, also that business becomes sellable someday if they want to sell it. In my case, every business I started was built to sell. So I was prepared from starting to whenever I'm ready or something changes or something I want to get out from business, I always ready to sell the business. And that is what I had a success of the selling the business very easily, because all was systemized and professional operation.
You came to San Francisco with only 75 cents in your pocket. That requires so much courage. How did you get this kind of courage and steely
Want to
determination?
be the accident. So when I left India, for going to America on those days was big thing. People, the whole village comes to give, and after coming over here, so I what at that time they used to give us $8 only as the exchange. Rest I had to manage. So I made arrangement with my brother-in-law's friend who was in Los Angeles here, and so my father gives to his father, and I get dollar over here. When I landed in San Francisco, and at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I called him, and he says he doesn't have the money or doesn't have the job. So he told me to go to YMCA, and I took a bus and took a taxi, and finally when I went to the YMCA, I paid $4.50 in YMCA. It left me 75 cents in my pocket. So that even though, but because of my faith in God, I did not fear. Things happen as it went further. I got help from other people, and that has been described in my book. How did I do after landing and with 75 cents? So somebody has to read my book to grasp the things. But it was a thing that when you are, put my when I put my bags in a room, and with 75 cents in a pocket, and what thinking goes in your mind, it's very hard to describe. It is difficult to put in words, but God willing, everything went smoothly after that. And one after other hurdle comes, I overcome them without any fear. Whatever it takes, I just somehow I try to manage it and come up with that.
Manuji, how do you balance your family responsibilities and your entrepreneurial work?
it was very difficult. It was tough to do it because I had to do my schooling, my job, and on the top of that, I called my brothers and my sister. We are a nine. We had a ten, we were 10 brothers. One passed away early age, but we had 9 brothers. Out of 9 brothers and 7 brothers are in India and America. I called them here with their families, their children. So what I did, I put them in English schools after coming over here within the first week, and made them to learn English first. Some of them they did not come with fully completed education, so I put them in colleges. So they got all this. Meanwhile, I had to work. I had a side businesses I was managing, so it was tough. But I had a goal. As I When I was in my fifth grade, there was family calamity. My father was doing business, and one of the merchant filed bankruptcy. So my father was pressed about, paying back the creditors. I was standing over there, and my mother was standing. Whole family was in a big turmoil. My mom went inside. She got her ornaments and handed over there. But though finally the things all changed, they allow the time to my father to repay back. And I was standing there. At that time, I saw whole episode, and it impacted my life. So I thought about it. If God willing, I will have my each brother will have a place to live and place to earn. That was my childhood dream. So because of that reason, I was thinking to bring them over here, and so all of them are here. They're living very well in upscale houses, and they all are millionaires. They were happy. My sister is also doing well. So this is how the family, and meanwhile, my businesses on side businesses and all these things, God willing, went in the right order. So slowly and slowly, I progress, and I never wanted to work for anybody, but I worked 14 years to earn my first dollars to start a business. I had side businesses to get cash capital, and finally in '84, I went full time in a business to do manufacture PC boards. And I was in defense. I was supplying to the defense contractors, U.S. defense contractors, and I was one of the top manufacturer in USA. I had two plants. I ran 16 years, and meanwhile that industry was slowing down. So I sold that in 2001, and meanwhile I had started this nutritional supplement pharmaceutical business, which I had first one, and that I sold in 2013, and in the 32 millions. And then I restarted again in 18, which has it now grew top of the line in maybe we can say in top 5% of the US industries. So that is how I have balanced my life. I have my wife. She also was good in support all along. So that has helped me also. I had my business because I always wanted to have business which is 5 days a week and 8 to 5 or 8 to 6. And this business is also I don't have to be there. So every business I started with a systemization. So I don't have to be there. I can run the business with people. That's how I balance my life.
What are the upcoming projects, Manuji, that you have and the initiatives that you're planning to take on?
Future plan. I just finished 78. I'm just started 79th of my life, and I am thinking to do a little bit more towards spirituality, meditations, things like and that. I love that part. Help the Gurukul, whom I admire. I'm working now to do the renovation of one of the Gurukul branch we have purchased over here, and also I donated a lot of money and in Taroda, and there is a university coming up called Dharmajivan University. I'm donating almost $3 million over there. So that is what I have in my mind to just keep going what I can do until I can, and as long as I can do it. And somebody was telling me to write a second book, how I did it on a business point of view, or how I inspired people that, that business, this was my life, but otherwise just to talk about business point of view. So I don't know, I am thinking about, but I haven't put my thoughts into that yet.
How fantastic. We wish you all the best. And I know that your second book also will be extremely inspiring for all of us. Wish you lots and lots of luck. And thank you so much for being on today's episode.
Thank you very much. Nice talking to you.
To you, our dearest listeners, you can find us on your favorite streaming services, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and of course on all other major streaming services. With loads of love, we are The Mohua Show, where we talk ईमानदारी से.